Yes guys, it's Jando. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at making a full drum and bass track from scratch. Now today's video is sponsored by Simmer Sounds, who have just released their full access D&B pack. It's an enormous sample pack, preset pack. It's got everything in there. So we're going to be using that today to create this track solely from the sample pack, so that I can show you how using Simmer Sounds full D&B access pack you can make a full track essentially. So we're going to jump straight into this and we're going to run through some of the features of this sample pack and then create a full track out of it. So generally when I make my tracks, I like to start off with the drums, so that's what we're going to look for first. Before that, we're just going to set our BPM up to 175 and then I'm just going to create a couple of audio channels here so that we can work off of the drag drop. So like I said, I normally start off with my drums, so we're going to look for a loop. So if I just type in drums here, have a look, genre packs we'll go over to, and we can see that we've got 9 packs there that are all going to have drum loops in that we can easily access, which is super good. So yeah, we can decide what we want. So we've got Neurofunk, Rollers, UK Jump Up, Dirty D&B. Let's have a little look at Rollers. I'm not 100% sure on the type of track I want to make yet. We're just going to kind of go with the flow here and see what happens. So I'm going to find a drum loop quickly and then we'll move on. So I found the drum loop that I'm going to work with, and it's this roller style drum loop, very fast paced. Then what I'm going to do is just change this to Complex Pro. Nice. So we've got our drum loop sorted. So what we can do with the drum loop here, the reason I like to work with the loop is we've kind of got now we've got a really good foundation for our drums here. So if we want to alter and change the drums, what they sound like and the patterns and stuff, it can be a little bit of a long process sometimes. But if I just chop them out, generally what I normally do is go through the whole drum loop here and then start chopping the different sections of it up. So we'll just go up to here like this, and now we've got our different sections here. So we've got our kicks, got our hats and like top end here, and then we've got our snares as well. So I'll just separate them into each channel, and that way it's much easier to separate. It's much easier when you separate to change everything around. So we've got our kicks in the top channel. Snares, I'll just go through them like this to make sure there's nothing, there's no like snares or anything in the wrong channel. So yeah, easy. So now we've got everything in their own channels. We can just relabel these so that we know what's going on. And now it's really easy to edit these drums now if we want to, and just change the pattern of them by just moving things around like this. And now what I'll probably end up doing is adding some extra bits, like some extra top end or some rides stuff to spruce up the drums a bit, make them a little bit more interesting. But yeah, so we've got some basic drums down, so I'll just group these for now. And I'll relabel them to just drums, so we've got our little group going on. And then I'll just channels in there. And now what I'll do is different coloured channels that we'll use for basses. So now we can start looking through the basses or serum presets or whatever, and start trying to figure out what kind of vibe we want to go for, what bass lines we want to create, etc. So looking through the bass lines here, we've got a huge selection of basses, obviously throughout all the packs. But if we go down here to the synth section and go through rendered, so we've got a pack of serum stuff here as well. But if we look through the rendered one, which is obviously our WAV files, yeah, we've got a massive selection, and this is the same throughout all of the different genres that we have up the top there. So we've got jungle and liquid and rollers. We've got the same amount of selection throughout all of them, which is really good. So I have just found one in here. So this bass here, so we're going to use this one for now. And then I'll just, again, Complex Pro that. And that's a really sick little like warping, rolling bass. We can reverse it. And we can, yeah, just try different things to just make the bass slightly different. We're probably going to work on it like this, how it is now. Yeah, and now I'm just gonna kind of cut little sections out here where I think there should be like a nice filler bass, or maybe like a different break or something to the drums. Yeah, we're really just gonna mess around here and see if we can create some cool bass line out of what's already here. Okay, so what I've done quickly there is I've just looked through some more basses to try and find some like nice little filler stuff. And this track already seems like it's heading to like a kind of roller minimal style track. So that's what we're going to work on here. Yeah, it's taken me this long into creating the track to kind of figure out what I'm actually going to go for. But yeah, it's going to be some cool little minimal roller style thing. But yeah, this is what we've got so far. So we're just kind of sculpting our bass line at the moment to try and figure out what we want to do. Yeah, this is what we're going to work off of. These are going to be our main basses. So I'm not going to go too much further into the basses for a second, like adding basses. We're just going to do something here. And this is what I normally do if I'm working with any form of sample. What I do a lot of the time with my own production is I bounce a lot of sounds out that I've got a sub bass layered underneath them. So this is how I'm going to work around that, because obviously we want our sub and our mid bass to be in separate channels. So I'm just going to go ahead and label these quickly. So we've labeled them, and what we can do here is if we just group these, and we can call this group mid bass. What I'm going to do after that, I'm just going to duplicate the whole group. And now we've got two separate ones, and I'm going to call this low end. And then on our mid bass group, go up and I'll grab myself, you. And I'm just going to do a cut here up to about 100 hertz. And now I've got that mid bass there. Then I'm going to go down to my low end one, and I can copy the EQ I've just used and just reverse that cut now. So now we've only got low end in this channel, and we've got our mid basses in the channel above. Cool. Now we can work on changing up these basses slightly. So my first instinct for the respace was to add a little bit of reverb to it, so it's kind of a bit more spacious and rings out for a little bit longer. So that's what I can do now that there's no low end on it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a reverb on this. So we've got our FabFilter Pro R here. Do a little cut, pull back my mid. Cool. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a return track here. I'm going to put a reverb on the return track. I'm going to assign the respace to the return track. I'm probably just going to put it at -12 for now. And if I solo this return track here, we can listen to what the return track is going to be layering over the top of our original channel. So now if we play this, we can turn this reverb down slightly. That should be good. So I'm just gonna have this as like a little pre-drop section. Cool. Right, that's sounding really cool now. Yeah, let's just start building up this drop a little bit. So we're obviously, for now, we're just missing out the things like sidechain compression and stuff. We're not going to worry about that for a second. We're just going to start building up our track here and the bass line. So for the next 16, so generally we've got 8 bars here. For the next 8 bars, I'm probably just going to add like a little shake or something to just keep the track moving. So if we go down to our folder and type in shaker and see what drums want. Okay, so we've got some one-shot shakers here that we can work with. What pops? Pop loop. So this sounds really heavy, but again, what we can do is we can just play around with our transients here. And just make it sound more like a ride. Turn it down slightly. Cool. So that's just something that we can add on there, just to make a little bit of variation, so the track doesn't get boring quite quickly. And we want to keep things moving as much as possible, and just kind of developing the track as we're going along. Perfect. Right, so the next thing, let's see what we've got in here for breaks. So there's some breaks in here that we could try and kind of sample in a little bit. See if we can have like a cool little breakdown section here. Pick out a mid bass. So I'm going to change this right up a bit. Yeah, that's a pretty cool little break there. Oh, so the track is really coming along now. So let me just relabel these. We want to keep labeling stuff so that we know what everything is, like, easily and quickly. Don't want to have to just be sat there guessing what we're looking at. Cool, so we've got like a really good idea down for the drop now. So what we can start doing is looking at like the build-up section and the intro now. So in this pack, we've got a load of like vocal little fills as well.
DJ load up the tape.
Surrender to the soundscape.
Yeah, there's some really cool vocals in there. We're gonna
Rude boys, step it up.
try this one.
Rude boys, step it up.
Let me set my reverb. Actually, I'll keep the reverb on. I'll just turn it down.
Rude boys, step it up. Step it up. Rude boys, step.
Yeah, this is a cool vocal. I'm gonna try and do like a little delay effect.
Step it up. Step it up.
I'll just turn the dry wet like this.
Rude boys, step it up.
Also, I grab Water Boy. Have this.
Step it up. Step it up. Step it up. Step it up.
Rude boys,
Step it up.
Yeah, that's going to work really well. I'll also grab another delay, and then we'll just create like a little ping pong effect.
Rude boys,
Step it up.
And then let me bring the dry wet like here.
Rude boys,
Step it up.
We just turn this down slightly so it's not we don't want that dry wet to be too aggressive. Let me just relabel that to vocal.
Rude boys,
Step it up.
Rude boy,
step it up,
rude boy,
step it up.
Yeah, this track is coming on perfectly now. This is like the best position to be in here. You've got a really good vocal to use. You've got some good bass line laid down, some good drum, like a good drum selection. This is the perfect track now. At this stage to just turn into a full track, which is really good. So then there's just going to be, I'll do one more little thing to just switch it up, which I'm going to do the low end. I'm going to do my sidechain compression here, and I'm going to show you the way that I do my sidechain because it's probably slightly different. Right. And I just do mine manually. So what I'm looking for here is I'm just going to use a utility and automate my utilities level to create that sidechain. So what we're looking for is our low end kicks. So we're looking to see where our low end is going to be finishing, which I can see is here. So we're going to open up our automation. And in this section, we're just going to box it off like this. And that makes sure that there's 0 low end. So I've got this on my actual group. So that means there's 0 low end on the whole group playing when this is dropped off like this. And then we're just going to set that to every kick. Like this. And then what I'm also going to look at here is every other bar we have this kick coming there. I'm just going to find where that finishes. Create a little one for that one. Then I can do this. This can be a little bit of a pain because then you have to go through and just make sure everything's lined up. So I'm going to find where all the kicks are. I know that's lined up. And there's a couple of sections here where there's some kicks missing, like here, so I can take that out. We don't want to sidechain nothing. And then the rest of that looks good. Cool, so now our low end is sidechained nicely to our kick. And that's just going to clean up our mix massively. If you're new to producing and you've heard of sidechaining but you don't understand it or you don't think you need to do it, it is so essential to having like a nice clean mix. So definitely research sidechaining, learn as much as you can about it. It is a really basic thing, but it's just one of those like basic things that you need to be told about to know about it kind of thing. And yeah, so if you're not sidechaining and you're new to producing, you're not doing it, start doing it, start learning about it now. It's going to be the like pinnacle of cleaning up your mixes. But yeah, so let's just have a quick listen to what we have right now. And it's only just it's just a vocal. Let me actually quickly see if we have some risers. So I've just found this little riser here. This is the full riser, quite a long one. And I've just shortened it to make it like a little snappy riser, and it's already got a nice little bit of tail end reverb on it already. Don't need to worry about doing our own reverb with that. And now got a pretty nice sounding tune. Yeah, this is as far as I'm going to go with the track, otherwise I'll be here for hours creating a full one. But yeah, this video is here to just show you how easy it is, especially with this new Simmer sound pack, to get a really solid foundation of a track down. So let's just take a listen to what we've actually managed to put together in this video.
rude boy,
Step it up.
So yeah, that's what we've managed to put together. I mean, it's a really good sounding track. I'm going to save it. And to be honest, I'm probably going to finish it and release it as like a free download or something, because this track is sounding pretty moody, to be fair. Really nice, low end, kind of minimal bass line going on. It's a nice, like, snappy drums. But yeah, go and check this pack out. I'm going to leave a little link in the description of the video to this pack and to the Simmer Sound page on Instagram. I've been speaking to the guy a fair amount recently. Super cool guy. And yeah, obviously a very, very sick drum and bass pack. So yeah, make sure you go and check it out. Nice one.